In the latest Frontline battle, the 60th Ingolets Mechanized Brigade described the combat situation and the tactical adaptations of the Russian side. The brigade noted that the Russians were using a new tactic of moving in groups under cover, presumably meaning camouflage or camouflage. It was said sarcastically that the enemy infantry seemed to believe that the cover made them invisible, even in daylight, which may indicate that the tactic's effectiveness was questionable or had already been detected by Ukrainian forces. This suggests that the Ukrainians are constantly monitoring and adapting to changes in enemy strategy, and also expressing confidence in their ability to detect and respond to new threats. In another battle, Ivan Franko Group, IFG, combat unit operators reported successfully carrying out a series of attacks on Russian attack aircraft in the Donetsk region. Footage of the operation was published on May 1 through the unit's official channels. In the video, the unit delivered a message in their signature style that combined sarcasm and fighting spirit. Our FPV doves of peace bring joy and good news to Russian families. The statement refers to the use of FPV drones as precision weapons to hit enemy targets. More and more families of Russian invaders will receive money for their undeserved conquests. The unit added, referring to the death compensation provided to the families of Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine. The strikes are part of Ukraine's ongoing operations to defend its territory and respond to Russian military aggression in the country's eastern regions. On another front, fighters from the 15th Artillery Reconnaissance Brigade Black Forest managed to detect and help destroy the advanced Russian anti-aircraft missile system Buk-M3, one of the most dangerous air defense assets of the Russian invaders. In a video of the combat operation published on the brigade's official page, it can be seen how the Buk-M3 system tried to evade Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance by constantly moving around the forest area and eventually hiding behind bushes. However, the attempt was in vain, thanks to cooperation between the units and accurate air intelligence. The system was targeted by a precision strike by neighboring combat units. The strike caused a large explosion as the surface-to-air missile, SM, it was carrying exploded. Ukraine says it will continue fighting in Kursk despite Russia's claims to have retaken the Russian territory. Russian officials say Russian forces have recaptured the entire Kursk region, where Ukraine launched an offensive in August. But President Volodymyr Zelensky and other senior Ukrainian military officials say their forces are continuing defensive operations. A pro-Russian Telegram channel cited by the Institute for War Studies said Russian forces were continuing clearing operations near Gornal and Olshnya, southwest of Sudzha. Another military blogger said Russian forces still needed to push Ukrainian forces across the final few meters to the border, and that Kyiv's repelling of the Russian attack in Kursk showed that Russian forces did not have full control of the region. A Defense Forces operator showed footage of a skillful hunt for enemy infantrymen trying to hide behind trees and dance around the world, but still being hit by kamikaze drones. As stated in the unit's publication, the enemy in their direction used assault tactics without the support of armored vehicles, sending waves of infantry forward. A barrage of kamikaze drones met the enemy assault group even before it approached the Ukrainian positions. During the battle, Ukrainian operators managed to detect and destroy not only enemy manpower. Precise strikes by FPV drones hit 2 enemy generators, which probably provided power for the occupants' communications or electronic warfare equipment. The culmination of the battle was a demonstration of the extraordinary skills of FPV pilots. The video shows a drone that deliberately entered a dense forest to hunt down one of the Russian soldiers. Its occupant, realizing the threat, tried to hide behind a tree trunk, and then began to run erratically, dancing in circles, in the hope of knocking down the drone. However, the operator confidently controlled the drone and delivered accurate strikes on the target.